Okay, so you're on the hunt for that perfect 50th birthday gift. You know, the one that'll really make him feel seen.
Totally.
And I'm guessing you want something a little more, shall we say, inspired than the usual gift card or world's best dad mug.
Yeah, turning 50 is a big one. It's a moment that deserves something special.
Exactly. And that's what got us thinking we should deep dive into this list we found. It's called 20 Memorable 50th Birthday Gift Ideas for Men in the UK. Now, I know what you might be thinking, UK, but trust us on this. There are some real gems in here, ideas that work no matter where you are.
What really struck me was how many of these gifts take something classic, like a traditional gift, and then put a really personal spin on it.
Right, like the personalized whiskey glass. It's almost a cliche at this point.
You see it everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then I thought, hey, this list is geared towards the UK, right? So what about pairing that personalized glass with a really unique UK whiskey, one he's probably never even heard of?
It's not even just a gift at that point. It's like an experience, this invitation to discover something totally new.
I love that. And you know what? It ties in perfectly with something else on the list. That idea of marking time and legacy, especially as someone starts a new decade.
Oh, for sure.
It made me think of that other classic, the engraved pocket watch.
It's not just about telling time, is it? It's something with so much more weight to it. A piece of history, almost.
And imagine someday he could even pass it down.
Right.
It becomes this tangible piece of his own life story.
Powerful.
And speaking of gifts with stories, are you ready for some of the more, shall we say, unconventional ideas?
This list had me laughing out loud at some point.
Right. Like they definitely leaned into the over-the-hill humor for a few of these.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you could take a joke.
Why not?
Exactly. Like they had the classic 50 and still awesome t-shirt.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
A little cheesy, maybe.
Yeah.
But honestly, if he's got a guy who can rock that with a wink and a smile, it's perfect. But then they took it up a notch. This one really made me chuckle. The personalized Star of Fame. Like the Walk of Fame in Hollywood.
Ew, that's a good one.
Can you even imagine being at the party when he opens that gift?
Your reactions alone would be priceless. Like, who wouldn't want their own little moment of fame?
Exactly. And talk about a conversation starter. Okay, this next one, it's very specific to the year, but I had to mention it. The list included a 1974 vintage gin glass.
Oh, I saw that, yeah. Since it's 2024 right now, that's pretty clever.
Right. It's like built-in nostalgia, a toast to the year he was born.
Exactly.
I just love how thoughtful that is. And it made me realize this list really runs the gamut. It's not all about the funny stuff. There are some amazing experiential gifts on here, too. The kind of thing that would make a 50th birthday truly, truly memorable.
Yeah, for the guy who maybe isn't so much about the stuff anymore.
Exactly. Like they had the classic Experience Days voucher, which always sounds a little generic to me at first.
Right.
But then I started picturing what that could actually be. Like what if instead of a vague voucher, you gave him flying lessons?
Wow.
Or like a private chef experience. Imagine someone coming to his house and cooking a gourmet meal just for him.
Now you're talking. That shows real thought.
Right. That's a memory that'll stick with him longer than any object ever could. Oh, and speaking of memorable experiences, the list also included an adventure activities voucher.
I love that one.
For the guy who's ready to really grab this next decade by the horns,
Yeah, make a statement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bungee jumping, whitewater rafting, even like, I don't know, a wilderness survival course. Something to get the adrenaline pumping.
Why not? What a way to celebrate.
I love it. It's been really interesting going through this list. We've had everything from laugh out loud funny to like genuinely heartwarming.
Yeah, really good mix.
And you know what else struck me? There were some gifts that just felt really thoughtful.
Yeah.
The kind that show you've been paying attention. That you really know this person. Like, remember that custom photo frame we saw earlier?
Yeah.
It's not just about the frame itself. It's about, finding that one perfect photo.
The one that really tells a story.
Exactly. One that brings back a really special memory. And I was thinking you could take it even further with like a little engraved message.
Oh, absolutely. Even just a date or a quote that means something to both of you.
It's those little touches. Oh, and speaking of things that tell a story, this one stopped me in my tracks. The premium gift boxed original newspaper from the day he was born.
Now that's one he'll probably never see coming.
Can you imagine? Like, what a trip back in time to see what was happening in the world on that very day.
The headlines, what are they called? The ads?
Yeah, the ads.
It'd be fascinating.
It would spark so many conversations, too.
Yeah.
Okay, and to wrap up this whole idea of thoughtful gifts, we have to talk about the luxury decanter set.
Ooh, very nice.
It reminded me of the personalized whiskey glass, but like next level.
It's about, taking something ordinary, like pouring a drink, and making it feel a little more
A
special.
little luxurious.
Exactly. It's like acknowledging, hey, you've reached a point where you can appreciate the finer things.
And why not? Okay, before we wrap up this whole deep dive, we have to talk about those gifts that really hone in on someone's passions. The list had a bunch of cool examples, personalized golf stuff, beer steins, even a whole beer brewing kit.
It's a good reminder that the best gifts come from really knowing the person.
Right. So even if none of those things fit the bill, it's about applying that same kind of thinking. Like, what does he really geek out about? What makes him light up?
And then find a gift that speaks to that passion.
Exactly. I'm already thinking about a custom recipe kit for the foodie in my life. So yeah, I'd say this deep dive was a success. I mean, this list was seriously impressive.
Totally agree. It just goes to show you don't have to resort to the same old, same old.
Nope. With a little digging, you can find a gift that's both meaningful and memorable.
And at the end of the day, isn't that what it's all about?
Couldn't have said it better myself.